If you want to make your life better, self-discipline can be very important. This means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. The ancient Stoics, thinkers of ancient times, thought that being disciplined was a virtue, along with other things like persistence, strength, respect, and self-control. They believed that working hard and being wise every day was essential. For example, Marcus Aurelius thought we should do what is right and use our abilities to the best of our ability. Epictetus said that what made Hercules a hero was facing difficult challenges, and Seneca used to say, "Don't waste time, start doing it now, because life is short." In this video, we'll talk about how to be more disciplined, using 10 ideas and practices from the Stoics. First, let's understand what self-discipline is. Self-discipline is being able to control our impulses, emotions, and actions to achieve important things in the future. It's not just about having the will, but also about creating good habits that help us move forward with our goals. As a writer once said, self-discipline is the bridge between wanting something and getting it. This means that without self-discipline, it is difficult to achieve our dreams. Self-discipline is important to grow in life, both personally and professionally. In Stoic philosophy, we have many things that can help us to be more disciplined. They believed a lot in having control over ourselves, because when we control our thoughts, it becomes easier to control our actions and our way of being. As Seneca taught, self-discipline begins with controlling our thoughts. If we cannot control our thoughts, we cannot control our actions. So how do we build self-discipline according to Stoic philosophy? Let's go to the first practice. Have a goal. If we don't have clear purposes in life, it's difficult to understand why or how to be disciplined. As Seneca said, life is short and most of it is wasted. Many people live without a defined direction, spending their time without direction. They believe they have no control over their actions and decisions. It's easier to live without discipline when we don't have goals. Discipline begins when we discover our purpose, when we really want to achieve our dreams and goals. Without clear goals, we end up wasting energy on things that don't matter, or even worse, not doing anything productive. As Marcus Aurelius said, there are people who are always busy, but do nothing useful. They get tired and try hard, but they have no clear objective or defined purpose. With so many options these days, it's easy to get busy with useless things. This is why it has been so difficult to develop our self-discipline. To truly progress, we need to have clear goals. We need something to fight for, no matter what it is. By having a goal, it becomes easier to see how our daily actions contribute to achieving it. For example, if a car tire goes flat, the objective is clear. Change the tire quickly to continue the journey. Even though you're tired, you change the tire because you need to move forward. Having a clear objective guides our actions, reduces frustrations, and keeps us focused on what needs to be done. Self-discipline is like the ability to tame a wild horse. It requires a powerful reason to ride and control. However, finding this reason is not always easy. Sometimes it's like trying to figure out a complicated riddle in a dark maze. Many people find themselves wandering in this maze of life, unable to find a clear purpose that motivates them to act. They look at the vast horizon of possibilities before them, but feel paralyzed by fear of failure and indecision about which path to take. It's like being at a crossroads where all the roads seem equally tempting and scary at the same time. This abundance of options can be overwhelming, leaving us with a burning desire for so many things, but no clear direction to channel that energy. It's like having a treasure map without a compass to guide us, leaving us lost in a sea of indecision. Setting a clear objective and keeping it focused is like drawing a map in the midst of darkness. It is the compass that guides us in the midst of the storm. It is, as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, a call to stop procrastination and move forward with determination until we achieve our goals. It's as if each step taken was a light that illuminates our path, driving away the shadows of uncertainty. Discovering what really matters to us is like finding a hidden treasure within ourselves, a discovery that connects us with our deepest values and our most upright principles. And once we identify this treasure, it is crucial to remain steadfast in our purpose, resisting the temptations that try to divert us from the path. Our goals are like the stars in the night sky. They guide us and inspire us to move forward, even when the journey seems arduous. And if by chance we find ourselves lost in the maze of life, it is important to remember that the first step is always the most significant, as it is the one that sets us moving in the direction of our dreams and aspirations. Second practice, identify your models. You may have heard someone comment that when you spend a lot of time with certain people, it's natural that we end up sharing similar characteristics. This happens not only because we learn from books or stories, but also by observing the behavior of others and interacting with them. The people we live with have a significant influence on our actions and thoughts. Therefore, Marcus Aurelius, an ancient emperor known for his Stoic ideas, emphasized the importance of choosing our companions well. He said, "Socialize with men of good character in order to model your life on theirs, whether your choice is someone living or someone from the past." This quote highlights how crucial it is to surround yourself with people whose qualities we admire, as we gradually begin to incorporate those characteristics into our own lives. It's as if we are shaping our own attitudes and behaviors as we draw inspiration from the positive role models around us. Let's explore more deeply this dynamic of mutual influence that occurs in our daily interactions. Imagine that we are in a garden where we are like flowers that absorb the energy around us. When we live with disciplined and determined people, it is as if we are bathing our own roots in the water of discipline and growing higher towards the sun of self-discipline. Watching these people in action is like getting a hands-on lesson in how to develop and strengthen your own skills. However, just as we absorb nutrients from the flowers around us, we can also be influenced by negative habits and behaviors. It's as if we are being exposed to weeds that threaten to stifle our growth and development. Therefore, it is essential to be selective with the company we keep and be aware of the influences that surround us. As gardeners of our own lives, we must pull out the weeds that threaten our flourishing and cultivate the flowers that help us thrive. This exchange of influences is a two-way street. Just as we are shaped by the character of those around us, we also leave our own marks on their personal garden. It's as if we are painting small strokes of our essence in each interaction, leaving an indelible mark on those who cross our path. When we reflect on this dynamic, we are led to consider both who we want to be influenced and what kind of mark we want to leave on others. It's as if we are carefully choosing the seeds we plant and the colors we use to paint the picture of our lives. This awareness helps us better select our friendships and the environments we choose to inhabit, ensuring that we are surrounded by influences that help us grow and flourish as individuals. It's as if we are cultivating a garden of relationships that nourish our soul and fill us with vitality and inspiration. Third practice, ignore those who demotivate you. We think of motivation as something very important, but we often exaggerate its value. On the other hand, the discipline sometimes receives criticism as it can seem tiring and rigid. When you decide to start taking action towards a goal, you may encounter people who try to discourage you. It's difficult to move forward without disturbing those who are standing still. People may try to discourage you consciously or unconsciously. Marcus Aurelius gives us advice on how to deal with criticism and judgment from others. Let's dive deeper into this approach to dealing with criticism and other people's opinions. Imagine we are sailing on an ocean of social interactions, where each wave carries with it the potential to influence our emotional journey. Instead of reacting impulsively to the slightest criticism or negative comment, we are invited to adopt a more compassionate and understanding perspective. When someone criticizes us, it's as if they are projecting their own insecurities and frustrations onto us. It's as if we are looking into a distorted mirror, where the other's words reflect more on them than on ourselves. When we realize this, we are freed from the urge to seek approval from everyone around us or from becoming consumed by worry about what others think. This approach is especially relevant today when we are constantly bombarded by criticism and opinions on social media, in the workplace, and in our personal lives. By adopting this mindset, we can direct our energy toward our own growth and authenticity. Instead of being prisoners of other people's expectations, we can become the architects of our own journey, following our values and goals with conviction and determination. This shift in perspective not only provides us with inner peace, but also strengthens our character and emotional resilience. It's as if we were building an internal fortress, capable of withstanding the storms of criticism and negative opinions. By grounding ourselves in our own principles and truths, We become more authentic and confident in who we are, regardless of the opinions of others. It is as if we are sailing on calm waters, with the wind blowing our sails, guiding us towards our chosen destinations with safety and serenity. Fourth practice, have self-control. Self-control is very important when it comes to self-discipline. With self-control, we can avoid doing things that are not good for us. For example, imagine you want to lose 10 kilos. It seems simple. Just change your diet and start exercising. But in real life, many people have difficulty maintaining a healthy diet and exercising. This happens mainly because of the distractions and temptations we encounter. Unfortunately, we can't control how many ads or fast food offers appear on our screens, or the unexpected distractions that pop up in our lives. But as Epictetus teaches us, although we cannot control many things around us, we can control our own actions and reactions. This means we can decide how to respond to situations we cannot control. For example, we can't stop our friends from inviting us out or having candy at a children's party. Even if we try to resist, the world is full of things that make us question whether we should follow the diet or not. We can even delete all food apps, decline all invitations, and avoid sweets. But that doesn't solve the main problem. We will be wasting energy trying to control the external environment instead of strengthening our internal self-control. To overcome the challenges we face, it is necessary to cultivate a firm resistance, a determination that allows us to resist the temptations that try to divert us from the path. It's as if we are building a shield of inner strength that protects us from life's traps. Just as we resist the temptation to devour that delicious piece of cake while dieting, we need to apply that same willpower to all areas of our lives, especially when pursuing our most important goals. It's as if we are preparing ourselves for a constant battle, where every decision is an opportunity to strengthen our determination and self-control. Self-control is not something we simply possess. It is a skill that must be cultivated and improved over time. Just as an athlete trains tirelessly to achieve their best performance, we too need to constantly practice self-control, repeatedly facing challenges and learning to say no to the distractions around us. Each time we resist temptation, we are strengthening our capacity for resistance, building a barrier against the negative influences that try to keep us from our goals. As we persist and overcome these challenges, something extraordinary happens. Temptations gradually lose their power over us. It is as if we are freeing our minds and hearts from the chains that bind us, thus achieving what Stoic philosophers call true freedom. It is the freedom to be the masters of our own destiny, to live in accordance with our deepest values and aspirations, without being enslaved by the passing temptations that cross our path. Fifth practice, it's your responsibility. We often learn to blame others or shift responsibility to something or someone outside of ourselves. You must ask yourself, do I really want to be disciplined? Do I really want to take control of my life and take responsibility for my choices? While you're not to blame for everything that happens, building your self-discipline depends on recognizing what's in your control and taking responsibility for those things. Just as we learn to play the victim and seek attention when we feel this way, we can learn to take full responsibility for our lives. Only those with mental strength can do this. When Marco Aurelio tells us to do our work without complaining, he is encouraging us to adopt an attitude of acceptance and resilience. Let's delve into this topic in a little more depth. Imagine that we are sailing in a sea of responsibilities and challenges, where each wave brings with it the opportunity for personal growth. It's as if we were on a boat, facing the currents of life, and self-discipline was our rudder, guiding us firmly through the turbulence. When we find ourselves tempted to look for someone to blame for the adversities we face, it is as if we are throwing anchors that tie us to the past, preventing us from moving forward. Instead, we must assume our obligations with determination and courage, as if we were raising the sails of our boat toward the horizon. Each action performed without complaints is like an oar that propels our journey, strengthening our resilience and contributing to our inner peace. Practicing self-discipline and applying self-determination in all areas of our lives is like strengthening the muscles of our soul, making us more capable of facing the challenges that come our way. When we abandon the victim role and take responsibility for our choices and actions, We are taking back control of our destiny. It's as if we are taking command of our ship, confidently sailing toward our goals. Personal responsibility is the rudder that keeps us on the right course, even when storms threaten to divert us from the path. By recognizing that we are the only ones responsible for our lives, we preserve energy that would otherwise be wasted on complaints and regrets. It is as if we are releasing the weight of the anchors that bind us to the past, allowing us to move forward with lightness and determination. This attitude of acceptance and focus on our actions and attitudes is aligned with the teachings of Stoic philosophy. When we focus our energy on what we truly control, our choices, actions, and attitudes, we find true inner freedom. It is as if we are cultivating a garden of serenity amidst life's adversities, nourishing our soul with the wisdom that allows us to flourish, regardless of external circumstances. Sixth practice, be consistent. Being constant means being faithful to something. For example, every day right after waking up, you make your bed. You do this religiously without missing a single day. This is constancy because you perform this task daily, no matter the circumstances. Self-discipline, in essence, is the habit of being constant and staying motivated to repeat your actions until they become automatic and bring results. This idea reflects the Stoics' belief in the importance of focusing on the process and actions we can control. Consistency helps to resist difficult days when we feel like giving up. When we wake up with no motivation to work, train at the gym, or eat healthily. Simple daily practice builds our mental strength. This is taught by the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Build your life step by step and be happy if each step achieves its goal as far as possible, and nothing can stop this. It's better to take small steps over time than to attempt big things in a short period of time. When we are motivated, we want to move forward quickly, but we often end up giving up. Let's delve deeper into Joanna's story and her journey at the gym. Imagine Joanna, full of energy and enthusiasm, finally deciding to commit to a healthier life. With her eyes shining with determination, she signs up to her annual gym plan, motivated by the vision of a stronger, healthier body. In the first few days, she gives herself completely to her training, feeling the euphoria of starting a new journey towards her goal. However, as time passes, the initial excitement begins to fade. Joan finds herself struggling to maintain the same dedication and consistency she had in her early days. The hectic routine, personal challenges, and everyday temptations begin to undermine your determination. She finds herself missing more and more training sessions, letting her initial motivation slowly dissipate. This is where the real lesson reveals itself. Motivation can get us started, but it's consistency and continued effort that leads to success. The journey to achieving our goals requires more than just will. It requires commitment and discipline. It's as if we are building a house, brick by brick, with each training session being a fundamental building block for our transformation. No matter how motivated we are at the beginning, there are no shortcuts to achieving what really matters. Whether it's learning to drive, improving your fitness, advancing your career, or simply becoming a better version of yourself, the path to success is paved with determination and persistence. It's as if we are planting seeds of success, watering them daily with hard work and dedication until they finally blossom into concrete achievements. But there is a catch. If you've been trying for a long time to get out of conformity and ignorance, and you can't do it in any way, maybe it's for other reasons that you don't know what's causing this. But I know what it is. It's anxiety. Anxiety comes like a silent snake and poisons you without you feeling it. This leaves you infected for days, months, and even years, and if you have that, it would be like living sick. However, there is an antidote from the Stoics, which together with modern psychology, can free you from all this, just as it freed me. I made a video showing how you can get rid of this poison in your life. It's in the first comment. Click on the link in the first comment and cure yourself of this poison of anxiety. Seventh practice, start being diligent. According to Stephen K. Scott, author of Solomon, the Richest Man Who Ever Lived, being diligent means being persistent and working intelligently, planned and honestly to achieve excellence. We can be diligent in different areas of life to achieve our goals. With diligence, we can turn marriage problems into happy relationships, bad jobs into successful careers, and failed businesses into thriving companies. Being diligent gives us control over situations rather than being dominated by them, making us more productive rather than giving in to procrastination and wasting our time. Courage is one of the virtues of Stoicism, and Stoics divide courage into resistance, confidence, haughtiness, joy, and industriousness. Being hardworking and dedicated is crucial for self-discipline. It is not enough to have self-control to achieve a goal. It is also necessary to be diligent and act consistently. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic sage whose words echo through the centuries, offered a timeless perspective on laziness and the virtue of work. He reminds us that if we truly loved ourselves, we would find passion in what we do and strive for excellence. It's as if he's reminding us that self-love is the spark that ignites our commitment to hard work and continuous improvement. By equating the value of our work to the appreciation of a craftsman for his masterpiece or a dancer for the art of dance, Marco Aurelio challenges us to recognize the nobility and dignity inherent in what we do. In essence, it tells us that to be diligent, we must nurture a deep love and respect for ourselves and our work. When we cultivate this love and truly value our contributions, we find the intrinsic motivation necessary to dedicate ourselves fully, day after day, in pursuit of perfection. It's as if every action is an expression of gratitude for the opportunity to create, grow, and leave our mark on the world. In Stoic philosophy, laziness is seen as a shadow that obscures self-love and acceptance of our own nature. Imagine laziness as a spider's web that wraps around the heart and mind, preventing us from embracing work with natural enthusiasm. If we truly loved work, we would not hesitate to dive into tasks with vigor and determination. To overcome this obstacle, it is essential to cultivate a love of diligence. This requires a profound internal change, where we learn to tame our thoughts and remodel our lifestyle. We cannot view work as an imposed punishment, nor begin a task already defeated by the belief that it is too difficult or destined for failure. Furthermore, we cannot let ourselves be chained by the past, as it is in the present that we have the power to transform our actions. Self-discipline then becomes a life mantra, an approach that permeates every action, done with meticulous care and tireless dedication. It's like cultivating a garden, where every seed planted with love and attention turns into dazzling flowers of achievement. Eighth practice: start small. Let's delve deeper into this idea of starting with the basics and gradually expanding our horizons. Imagine we are building a house brick by brick, where each small daily task is like a solid foundation that supports our journey of self-development. Sometimes we are so eager to change the world outside that we neglect the world that is right in front of us, our own home and our own daily routines. It's as if we were trying to paint a magnificent picture without first learning how to mix colors. Marcus Aurelius, with his Stoic wisdom, reminds us of the importance of disciplining ourselves in small things before venturing into large undertakings. It's as if he is encouraging us to plant seeds of self-discipline in our daily lives, watering them with consistency and determination until they grow and blossom into solid habits. Starting with small daily tasks, like keeping the house tidy or meeting simple deadlines, is like learning the basic steps of an elaborate dance. In Stoic philosophy, this focus on small actions is seen as training for the mind and character. By committing to simple habits, we are strengthening our resilience and preparing ourselves to face greater challenges in the future. It's as if we are building mental muscles, making us better able to deal with the adversities that life presents us with. Furthermore, by focusing on simple everyday tasks, we are practicing the art of mindfulness. Each disciplined action is an opportunity to be present in the moment, aware of each movement and breath. It's as if we are sharpening our ability to concentrate, which makes us more resilient in the face of stress and less likely to be distracted by future worries or past regrets. New practice: marshmallow test. Our ability to resist temptation and stay focused on our goals is called self-discipline. In the late 1960s, there was a study at Stanford University known as the marshmallow test. Basically, the study worked like this. Children aged 3 to 6 were given a marshmallow. They could eat it immediately or wait for a set amount of time to receive 2 rewards. Some children ate the marshmallow immediately, while others resisted the temptation. Researchers followed these children for many years and found that those who demonstrated self-discipline became more successful teenagers and adults. in many areas of life. The desire for instant gratification can undermine our ability to maintain self-control. Let's explore this internal battle between immediate pleasures and future rewards in more depth. Imagine that we are at a crossroads, with paths that fork between what we want now and what we want in the future. Instant pleasures seduce us with their promise of immediate gratification. A bite of that tempting dessert after lunch, a quick check of social media to see updates from friends, or even a sneak out to the bar instead of studying for a test. Each of these little moments of indulgence feels tempting, offering momentary relief from the pressures of everyday life. However, if we give in to every impulse, we will find ourselves in a vicious cycle of instant gratification, where we only seek immediate comfort without considering the long-term consequences. It's as if we were exchanging the opportunity to build a better future for a fleeting dose of pleasure. But what if instead we opted for discipline and self-control? It's as if we are planting seeds of self-mastery, watering them with determination and persistence until they grow and blossom into lasting achievements. The ability to delay our satisfactions, to resist immediate pleasures in search of greater rewards in the future, is a precious skill that requires self-control and discipline. It's as if we are building a bridge between the present and the future, crossing the river of temptations with our eyes firmly fixed on the goals we want to achieve. When we exercise this skill, we are not just depriving ourselves of what we want now, but rather investing in ourselves, planting the seeds of a more promising future. Ultimately, true freedom lies not in the unbridled pursuit of immediate pleasure, but rather in the ability to control our most primitive instincts in favor of greater and more meaningful goals. It is as if we are opening the doors to a new dimension of freedom, where we are the masters of our own destinies, guiding ourselves with wisdom and determination towards our highest aspirations. 10th practice: count on yourself. More often than not, our discipline is influenced by other things. It depends on our boss to remind us of work deadlines, the bank's warning to pay our bills on time, or to file our income tax return, and even the motivation of a friend to start going to the gym, or even the help of a relative to take the first step. Self-discipline means controlling our own actions, creating and following our own rules and routines without needing direction from other people. In short, it is knowing how to organize yourself and maintain this organization alone. The true essence of Stoicism lies in practicing this philosophy to become better people. Will we, due to lack of a clear objective, allow others to make decisions for us, even though we are capable of making our own choices? We can live without direction or purpose, or we can tap into our only true power, which is our ability to choose and act. Being self-disciplined becomes much easier when we have a strong, defined goal in mind. Let's delve even deeper into this reflection on what motivates us to get out of bed every morning and take action. Imagine that each day is a blank page waiting to be filled with our actions and choices. It's as if we were faced with a challenge, an opportunity to do our best within the circumstances we face, with the resources we have at our disposal. As we dedicate ourselves to achieving a specific goal, it is as if we are adjusting the focus of a camera, focusing our energy and attention on the end goal. The more we commit to this process, the more determined we become, as if we were lighting an internal flame that drives us forward. Seeing our goal getting closer and closer fills us with a sense of accomplishment and self-confidence as we realize that we are capable of turning our dreams into reality. This perception of our own progress is a powerful motivator, as if we were following the footprints left by ourselves towards our destiny. By keeping our gaze fixed on the goal, we avoid getting lost in distractions and deviations from the path. It's as if we are walking a clear and defined path, guided by the bright light of our goals. Even in moments when motivation wavers and the will to continue seems scarce, self-discipline comes into play, like a beacon that guides us through the darkness. It's more than just responsibility and commitment. It is an inner strength that drives us forward, even when the storms of life threaten to hold us back. It is as if we are building a solid foundation for our dreams, a foundation that allows us to persevere and triumph in the face of adversity. With this clarity of purpose and determination, we leave behind everything that is irrelevant, focusing our efforts and energy on what truly matters. It's as if we are carving a masterpiece from our lives, shaping each choice and action with the precision of a skilled artist. In doing so, we become the architects of our own destiny, guided by the clear vision of a future we are building with our own hands. When you act with self-discipline, you strive every day to do the best you can in everything. And your every action shows this, because you start to really accomplish what you plan. Furthermore, we are what we think and feel, so being able to discipline yourself is a great achievement, as if you were winning an internal battle against yourself. And if you liked this video, it's very important that you leave a like. It's something simple, but it helps our channel a lot. Thanks for watching.